Hello everyone, welcome to student.chem. Our present session covers the following topics: vaporization, vapor pressure, effect of non-volatile solute on the vapor pressure of the liquid, condensation, lowering of vapor pressure. Next, the first topic is vaporization. It is defined as the process of conversion of liquid state into the vapor state is called vaporization. It is divided into two types: evaporation and boiling. The first one, the evaporation, is a surface phenomena, while the boiling is bulk phenomena. Before going to in detail about those evaporation and boiling, let's have a look on the examples of evaporation and boiling. If you see the evaporation, we know that is a surface phenomena which includes the vaporization of water molecules. If you see the image in which we are able to see the vapors of the liquid on the upper surface of the vessel. While coming to the boiling, we are able to notice the bubbles formed on the surface of the liquid. That is the main difference between the evaporation and boiling. So the water bubble formation is only possible when we call it as boiling. In case of evaporation, the bubble formation is impossible. Okay. Now the evaporation takes place when the partial pressure of the liquid is less than that of the vapor pressure of the liquid. Then what is partial pressure and what is vapor pressure? Partial pressure is defined as, that is the pressure exerted by the vapor present when that vapor is present in that container alone. Next, coming to the vapor pressure, it is defined as, it is the pressure exerted by the vapor which is in thermodynamic equilibrium with its condensed phases. Okay. So how can we explain that partial pressure and vapor pressure? With the help of example, I can explain. Coming to the partial pressure. Suppose we have a system. This is the system. This system consists of two types of components. One is at the rate and second one is psi. Because of those two components, it has a pressure in that container. The blue container has some pressure because of the two components, at the rate and psi symbols. So every component has certain pressure. Okay. For example, the total pressure exerted by those two components on the inner vessels of the container is 20 atmospheric pressure, in which at the rate may takes around 20 atmospheric pressure, the psi takes 8 atmospheric pressure, or vice versa, whatever it may be. If you take only at the rate symbol in the present system, it has certain pressure on the glass vessel. So if you take only one component in the system, it has certain pressure on the system. Particularly on the inner vessels, it has certain pressure. That pressure is called partial pressure. Therefore, the partial pressure is the pressure exerted by the single component present in the system. Next, coming to the vapor pressure, here we have a closed system in which water is filled. The blue line indicates water molecules. If you increase the temperature of the system, it starts evaporates. After certain temperature, the vapors again condense to become liquid. If you saw those directions, so few directions is in upper direction, that is related to the evaporation. If you see that right hand side, the arrow mark indicates towards downward direction, nothing but condensation. At a particular temperature, the rate of exit and entry, nothing but the rate of evaporation towards upper direction, the rate of entry towards downward direction, nothing but liquid formation. So at a particular temperature, the rate of evaporation is equal to the rate of condensation. At that particular temperature, at that particular pressure, it has certain pressure on the surface of the liquid, and that equilibrium is called thermodynamic equilibrium. So at the thermodynamic equilibrium, the vapor has certain amount of pressure on the surface of the liquid. That pressure is called vapor pressure. Next, how temperature affects vapor pressure. With increase in temperature, by gaining thermal energy, the molecules present in the system gains that heat energy. Because of that, the kinetic energy of the molecule increases, thereby they can move fastly. During the fast movement, they can collide with each other. And because of that thermal energy and kinetic energy, the liquid molecule overcome the intermolecular forces of attraction to become vapor. When this vapor pressure is in equilibrium with atmospheric pressure, the liquid starts boiling. So whenever the atmospheric pressure is equal to the vapor pressure, then only liquid starts boiling. Nothing but the bubble formation is possible only when the vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. Next, coming to the effect of non-volatile solute on boiling point. So what is non-volatile and what is volatile? Volatile is nothing but it can evaporate easily at room temperature. We can take the example of petrol or diesel. Those components are volatile in nature. If you kept either petrol or diesel at room temperature, they can easily evaporate. The level of the either liquid or diesel goes on decreases with respect to time. While in case of non-volatile solute, it can't evaporate at room temperature. When such a non-volatile solute is added to the solvent, the boiling point may varies. In the sense, if you add any non-volatile solute to the solvent, the boiling point of the resultant solution is increases. Because if you take individual solvent in a vessel, it has certain boiling point. If you add non-volatile solute to that solvent, it increases boiling point because it requires extra energy to convert it into the vapor. For example, if you take some amount of water in an empty vessel, we know that the water has a boiling point of around 100 degrees centigrade. So 100 degrees centigrade is the boiling point of the water. If you add salt or sugar to the respective solvent, it increases boiling point. Nothing but it requires more temperature. Already solvent has 100 degrees centigrade boiling point. So it requires some amount of heat energy. But because of the external addition of the solute, it requires much more energy. That's why the boiling point of the non-volatile solute with solvent is increases. This is called condensation. The process of conversion of vapor into liquid state is called condensation. The water droplets are formed around the outer vessel of the glass. If you add cold water in a plastic bottle or any glass, you can observe this. This is called condensation. Coming to the lowering of vapor pressure, the vapor pressure of the pure solvent is high, while in case of solution, because of the percentage of the solute in the solution, the vapor pressure is decreases. Therefore, delta P is equal to P naught minus P.